Happy Dark Moon, everybody. Happy Dark Moon. I hope you're all able to see me and hear me. Go ahead and talk in the chat. I believe the chat box is up, but just in case, let me go ahead and go over here and open up the actual group thing so I can see what you're saying. Let's see, is everyone up here? Yes, hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys are all waiting. I apologize for, I was able to get the, anyways, I was able to get everything working. So Jordan, my high-tech guru, she got it all taken care of. Just had to do some things. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hello, I see Chris, Shelly, Lori, M. Welcome. Your first time attending, welcome. We're happy to have you. Crystal, Autumn, Catherine, Christina. This is wonderful. So happy to see all of you. Buki76, To Inspire. There's Kelly. So that's Lilu. Hello, everybody. Hello. Yes. Yay. So welcome tonight. This is really, really exciting. I have missed you too. It's you know, it's funny. Time has just been changing, and it feels like when things are happening, 2 weeks feels like a month. And I feel like we're going into that more simply because so much happens in such a short amount of time. In time, we are reconstructing the definition of time. And so what that means is that what we once thought of as an hour or a week, we redefined what it means to us in some way, in a conscious level. All of us, we're all kind of in agreement that time goes by in a certain amount of expansiveness. And so we're starting to feel that now. So how about you? Yes, I'm excited. So welcome if you're new to these rituals, the Dark Moon rituals. My name is Shakti. I am the High Priestess for the One Ascension Energy, One Ascension International, and One Ascension Technique, and also part of the Shakti Spiral Sisterhood. We have some Sisterhood members here. So I want to say hello to all my Sisterhood members. For the first time, those who are coming in, we're so happy to have you. And to everybody else in the Moon, we have the Moon Alchemists here. That's another Facebook group if you're not part of and you want to get more insight, more support, more connection with this wonderful community. That's a wonderful free group we have on Facebook under Shakti Spiral Moon Alchemy. So if you haven't joined, I invite you to join. So what is Autumn saying? Autumn, hi, beautiful. I didn't realize I was using the account link to my bio. My name is Brittany. Yes, I just went down the list. So hi, Brittany. So glad to see you, sister. Hi, Shelly. I'm so happy you're here. So yes, so let's talk a little bit about the energies of this dark moon. I love that we are in October, and here in the North, we're celebrating the energies of and the currents of going into the underworld, the other world. Also, I wanted to make mention really quickly that Kiki is here live. She's here. That's her hello. So we're having some witchy fun over here. It's been really, really, really fun to reconnect with my sister. She's saying hi. Oh, she's going to come and pop up and say hi. This is Kiki. So yeah, so she's here visiting. We're having lots of fun. So Lilu is saying this dark moon is much more powerful than any other this year. So much energy, and I concur, Lilu, sister. It has been absolutely enormous. Have you felt that? There has been a huge swing, and what we're feeling right now, and I love that this dark moon, it happened officially when we went into the dark moon yesterday in Libra, and we are all about now. We have all this information. We have been working really hard at redefining what we want in our lives. We've been working really hard at structuring something that makes sense. Okay, we've gone through ideas, and we've gone through people, friendships, connections, jobs, locations. We've studies, even religion, things of those natures, spiritual paths, and we've went into an sort of an inner plane thoroughfare of what does all of this mean, and we've had to assess where we are versus where we feel we need to be, or where we're at now versus where we want to be. And there was a lot of coming to realizations. There was a lot of moments of true, authentic breakdowns, of breakthroughs, of coming into a realization that there's so much more than what we've defined our lives to be. And so why do we do these rituals? And this is kind of what we're going to go into. A lot of this preludes into some of the work we're doing tonight. Why these rituals? Why do we come together every month? Why do we gather? We gather because with like minds, we create an influx of powerful energy. There's studies that show when people are gathered for the same purpose, with the same focus, powerful shifts occur. And so when we do these kind of rituals, we are making an etch in that matrix that is conforming. That etch conforms to what has been and also to the possibilities, right? And so the energy, actually the energy around it conforms to the etch we've made. That's what I meant to say by conformity. So it starts to meld with this new etch, this new definition, such is why we feel the way we're feeling. We're all in this together. So we're all feeling, yeah, I feel tired, or yeah, it's been very emotional. Yeah, there's been some upheaval, but at the same time, you wouldn't want to be where you once were. So you're willing to do the work to get to a better understanding and conscious evolution, right? So everyone's saying, hi, Kiki. Hi, Kiki. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. So we're in that space. We're in that space of awakening. And so this is the powerful shift, the momentum right now, because we've gone through a lot of assessing. We've gone through a lot of deep inner work. And now we feel like we kind of need to go back to basics with some things, or we should go back to basics, but the basics, not in the way we used to define them, because we've taken on a newness. We've taken on even new realities, new definitions, a new way of thinking or being, or even relationships and connections. And so it's time to go back to why we're deciding to make these changes. Because when we understand the why, there isn't a question of going forward and the momentum that we need. And so in this dark moon, we're using this energy, right? The energy of the Libra, of the scales, of the balance, the harmony, the yin and the yang, taking both sides, both spectrums, the masculine, the feminine energies. And we're able to come to an understanding when we're pushing too hard, when we're maybe not pushing enough. So what part of your life, with all this information I gave you, what part of your life is now ready to be redefined? What part of your life needs to kind of get into that space of simplicity so that you can build a powerful foundation? A lot of people who are on the magical path, we would call them witches, or we would call them magicians, or whatever term they feel comfortable using, kind of rededicates themselves during this time of the year. Why? Because it's very potent, the energies that are around that will assist us in recommitting to our commitments are, and then committing and following that commitment. We can go through courses of study. We can take on a new dedication. We can go into a deeper even understanding of what our spirituality is. So that is also something that has really been on the forefront of spirituality, whether it be your religion, whether it be your belief systems, if they've been challenged, or whether you've decided to visit something that you kind of took an interest to, and now it's come back. It's come back for you to look at again, and to look at it with new eyes, because you're in a different place. There's a different understanding, and maybe it's time to evolve. And it's interesting because you're not who you were at the beginning of the year. You've done a lot of work to get to where you are now, and you may not even know what that looks like or what that means, but you know that you're not. The changes that happened for a reason. So I invite you. And I love to use that phrase, I invite you, because it's definitely not a command. It's always your choice. But I invite you to really, really look into your life. Really take the opportunity to build something, a foundation that will push you, challenge you, and bring you to new levels of understanding that you never allowed yourself to imagine before, or didn't even think possible. So tonight, let's kind of go into that space of possibility. Let's allow ourselves to go deep within the womb of the mother and allow ourselves to be reborn, regifted, something for this part of the year, the remaining part of the year that we normally don't have. And being that this is a mastery year, there's been a lot of themes that have come up for people regarding their mastery, whether it be mastery over self, vices, maybe a tendency to do things that are considered self-sabotaging, where you know you should be doing something opposite of that. Or maybe it's redefining again your purpose, why you're here on this planet. There are many, many reasons, not just the purpose, but there is a similarity and there's a pattern in purpose. And so maybe it's about really coming to truth about what that is. So with all of that, take a moment to kind of assess where you're at and what has been getting your attention, why you come tonight, what your intentions are to receive. Right now, it's storming, it's powerfully storming right now. And so with this energy, we can really create a lot of momentum. So we're going to go back to basics, but not in the basics that we once knew them. We're going into a new definition of what basics are. And these basics are based on authenticity, not based on something that we feel we should do because another says this would be good for us, but based on what we feel inherently inside of us, a deeper calling. That is a knowing. That is a knowing and establishing a foundation from that point of knowing. You may not have all the steps, all the details, but it's allowing yourself to be heard. And what I mean by that is in our lives, we constantly have this inner truth, this inner voice that speaks at the most quiet times. And what sometimes we hear may not be very comfortable, but necessarily true. So allow yourself to be heard. Listen to what you have to say. It's the most important voice that you will ever listen to. Because in that voice, even though you may say, oh my gosh, that sounds crazy, that doesn't make any sense. How many times when you've listened to that voice, the inner stillness, I call it the inner guru, have you regretted the choices that you've made? How many times has that happened? Versus what somebody else has said you should do or what somebody else has defined for you. How many times have you gone into that? So there's something to think about. And I love that the chat is just going. And I see everybody just chatting away. Hi, Kate. Welcome. Welcome. And this is for the people who this is the first time, whether they're on chat or whether they're just watching live right now and in recording. Welcome to the Shakti Spiral. And I invite you to these powerful gatherings. There are so many amazing people that are part of this community. Again, if you're not part of the Shakti Spiral Moon Alchemy Group, it's a free group to join on Facebook. Please do so. So let's get started. So if you haven't already, set your space, set your intention, even if it's just your desk that you're watching this at. Wherever you are, whether you're watching live or recording, give yourself the opportunity to just come to the space. This is your sacred space. It may not be the most ultimate space. It may not be the most divine space you can imagine. But right now, this is your sacred space, so set it. So what I do is I anoint myself with a very special oil. This kind of puts my body into a space of we're preparing for something sacred. So I have with me the All Mother oil, which I channeled to channeled oil. And so I use this to anoint my chakras, which I did before I got online. So get an oil for yourself. We also use sprays. What that does is cleanses the area in the field. I have this beautiful 7 directions one that was I got from a powerful shaman that I know. And the 7 directions are the 4 directions: east, south, west, north. They're also above, below, and center within. So in that space, in shamanic work, we look at all of those directions, not just the 4. We look at the above and the below and the within. And in that space, though, too, with the above and below, I love to say, what once was, or who's walked the path before us and who will walk after. That is honoring the footsteps of the ancestors, even those who will walk after we are no longer here. So I'm going to give some of this to you. And as we use it right now to cleanse our field, to cleanse our space, just take a moment to just be here in this, watching that beautiful smoke. Give some to me. To those who've gone before and those who go after. Do you want some? And just allow yourself this time to be here all together. Feel free to chat, ask questions. There's some powerful people on that can help you if you have questions regarding anything tonight. So give yourself this time to be here, because you're here for a reason, and I'm so glad you made it. So Lori says, I've anointed myself like crazy already. All Mother, the full moon blend in our boxes. Yes, thank you. Yes, there's so many amazing things. So Emma's saying she's burning Joey's blade over shield stick incense amazeballs. Oh, Joey is you're speaking of yeah, I think you're speaking of Joey, right? The starry-eyed supplies. She's amazing. So yes. So I want you to just take a moment now to close your eyes and just be here in this space with your eyes closed. I want you to look in and up toward your third eye. So kind of like where my bindi is right now. Okay, this is the space you want to look up in and towards your third eye. And what this does is it activates the pineal gland. And especially if we have any kind of calcification that can happen over just our environment, food, just lack of exercise in our third eye, that can become calcified. And so when we do that, we exercise the muscles. It might even feel a little bit odd at first, looking up and in towards your third eye. It trains your mind, it trains your body to activate that part of you that may be feeling dormant or just may need a little extra. So that's what we do. Anytime I say close your eyes, I want you to immediately, when you close them, look up and in towards this point, okay? So closing, looking in and up towards your third eye, I just want you to take this moment to just take a couple of breaths. As we inhale, I want you to picture all of your soul's energy coming back to you, okay? Hold it. And as you exhale, I want you to release any energy that isn't yours or doesn't serve for your highest good or best interest. Again, inhale, calling all of your energy back to you, and you hold it. Exhale, really empty out your lungs, releasing anything that isn't working for your highest good. Again, inhale. Really fill your belly with air. Breathe a little bit longer, hold it. Really empty out your lungs. I want you to close your eyes right now. And I want you to think about all the things that have gotten your attention this day, maybe this week. The to-do list, the stress, maybe the unanswered questions that you may have, even excitement of all the things maybe yet to come. And I want you to take anything, picture them symbolically in some way, anything that may distract you from this point in time, and picture a powerful, just a shelf that's decorated, made out of whatever texture, and take all of those things and just put it symbolically on that shelf. And this shelf is a very powerful shelf because we can come back to it after we're done with ritual, or we can allow our spiritual team, which are our guides, our guardians, ancestors. So I just call them our spiritual team. They'll take it for us, and God, Goddess, and they'll do with it what needs to be done. We don't have to hold it on to it anymore if we choose not to. So it's up to you, okay? And just take that moment to just put all of that on the shelf now. And now with your eyes closed, I want you to picture all of us sitting in a great big circle. Now in this circle, It's the participants who are live and those who will watch this recording after. Being that all time is now, going into that quantum theory, all time being now, the most powerful sages will say all time is now. Be in that space of now. All of us in a great, great big circle. And I want you to focus on your heart chakra, the space in the center of your chest, where all things are made into belief and reality. We hold so much hope and faith and gratitude and love. And I want you to imagine a spiral, powerful and concentrated there, just uncoiling, growing bigger and bigger. Allow this spiral to grow bigger until it surrounds all of your body. Notice the color of your spiral. Feel the vibrancy of it. And release this energy to be shared with the person who's sitting on your left. Release it through your left side. And what it does is it spirals and circles and connects with their spiral energy. It dances in color and radiates powerful light. And then it exits through their left side, connecting them to the person sitting on their left, and that person receives it through their right. And so it goes clockwise around in a great big circle. Coiling and coiling, going around and around. Until you feel the energy coming back to you on your right side. And this connects you to your spiral energy. And notice the colors and notice the brilliancy, the prism of this color or colors. And just take a moment to feel this energy and this connection now with everybody who's in the circle. And from this space, we are ready to call in the 4 directions. And we do so because they are elements of who we are. And it has a powerful, powerful presence. So feel this now, breathing into the space. We call to the direction of the east, to the element of air, where the sun rises at the dawning of a new day. We turn our hearts and attentions to the east, to the people nations of the east. And we say, come, be here with us now. And turning our hearts and our directions to the south, the people nations of the south, the element of fire, where the dragon, the serpent, breathes its hot air, breathes the flames of transmutation and ascension. Passion and the Kundalini rising come from the south. And with our hearts and our voices as one, we say, come, be here with us now. And turning our directions to the west, to the people nations of the west, to the element of water, where there's powerful intuition, the deep ebb and flow of Pachamama's fluids, her blood, the water keepers and the record holders of the West. All things recorded in water, deep, mysterious. We say, come, be here with us now. And turning our directions and our hearts to the north, to the people nations of the north, to the element of earth, where everything comes into its full manifestation. We call on the crystal, the elemental kingdoms, to our ancestors who have walked this path, and to those who will walk this path after we are gone. We call to powerful Pachamama herself in all of her forms, and we say, come, come, be here with us now. And turning our direction to center, to above us, below us, and within us, through us, where all time exists, into no time and into no space. We call upon beloved All-Mother. We call upon beloved All-Father. We call upon Divine One energy to flow through us, to channel through us, to connect us. And in this space as one, we say, aha, it is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is. And just take a moment to breathe in that space. Feeling the shift, feeling the crackle of the in-between, the space where all is done, the powerful cone that has been raised. Feel it. Feel it surging through your body, renewing you, recommitting you to yourself and to your life and to all the goals that you have. Feeling that? And so it is. So tonight, kind of keeping in theme with what we were talking about, kind of keeping in theme with redefining our foundations, taking and pulling apart what doesn't work anymore. I really want you to be aware of the things that don't feel resonant in your life. What are those things? What have you been holding on to that really doesn't work anymore? Kind of like when you go into the closet and you see the old sweater from 1990, whatever, or the 2000s, and you're like, that sweater kind of held this nostalgia, right? It kind of saw me through some dark times. It kind of warmed me and kind of wiped away the tears at times where I needed to. It served as its Kleenex, you know, or kept me warm when I needed it. But does it really, really work in my life anymore? It's kind of frayed, kind of faded. It doesn't work. It's okay to let it go, to let yourself get something new, right? There's only so much energy we can contain at a time. So it's important to be able to make the space for something new. And so tonight, we are going to go into what is the something new, the mystery that we may not be aware of, that is coming for us, that is calling us, and we need to make room for it. So it's not something that we readily know about. It's something that is just right outside our radar, our scope of seeing, our scope of vision, but we feel it. We feel it. We feel there is E70 is powerful and tough for me with some things, but so needed. Yes. And that's why we're here. We're not here to just, well, maybe some of us are, but most of us are here to do some work. Most of us are here to really get real about why we come every month, to be reminded. We come together to be supported, to make the changes we need to make, or to start to invite and invoke into our lives what we know we're ready for. Doesn't mean that we won't be scared. It doesn't mean that we won't feel a sense of panic for something new. It simply means we're ready in whatever form, and we trust. And it's so important when we're doing this work to trust. It's so important to feel that level of security, right? It's hard. It's hard, but it's doable, or we wouldn't be here ready to do it. You wouldn't be here tonight if you weren't ready. Right? Right?
Right.
Right. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to just release anything, any kind of thought of what would be. Don't go into the mind of allowing yourself to just run away with, okay, then what can I change? What needs to be changed? What's out of my scope, but what could possibly come? Just be in that space of possibility, allowing the information to flow to you. Okay? I want you to close your eyes. And again, remember that shelf is still there. So if there's anything that's kind of preoccupying our mind, any kind of to-do list, even thoughts or ideas that may have come to us that really are kind of taking us away from our attention being right here, go ahead and just release it. Release it, put it on that shelf. Worry about it later. And I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to, again, focus on your heart. I want you to kind of just drop in your attention to your heart space right here. I want you to pay attention to how you feel in this moment. Just notice, without judgment, how do you feel in this moment? And beginning in your heart, I want you to kind of go into your inner planes, kind of think about inwardly in that space where all things are created. Imagine a beautiful spiral staircase that goes upwards. And I want you, with confidence, to step on this spiral staircase. I want you to walk up the staircase, feeling the railing. What is it made out of? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Is it thick? Is it thin? And as you ascend, I want you to picture like you're going up the chakras, okay? So you start at your heart. Normally that's usually green or pink hue. Sometimes it can be golden if you go into the higher heart chakra, depending. I want you to go through your throat chakra, again, spiraling upwards. It's usually a light blue. Kind of feel that essence kind of coming through you, or not. Go to your third eye. Indigo color, deep. Walking up still through your crown chakra. Violet, usually white, as you ascend higher. And allow yourself to just easily walk the staircase. And notice as you're getting higher up in the chakras, you just feel a little bit more weightless, a little bit less burdened. In the very top of the staircase, you'll notice a beautiful door. It could be ornate or it can be very simplistic, made out of any material that you feel resonates. It just appears. Allow yourself to just look at the door. See the handle. Notice. Just notice right now. Notice how you feel in the space. And before you open this door, I want you to take a moment to request. I request that what I need to know is revealed to me. What I need to know is revealed to me now. One last time. What I need to know is revealed to me now. And turn the knob or click the door and open. And as you step through the threshold, notice the landscape. It's very important. Is it night? Is it day? Is it cold? Is it warm? Every element speaks to you, because if there's a fire, it could mean that there's something in the direction of the south. It could mean it has to do with passion. If it's air, the winds are blowing, it could mean that you have ideas that are coming to you and something new is happening. If there's a water element there, that means you're being invited to go within your intuition. And if there's earth, stones, crystals, that means something is already manifested and you'd only see it. Stand there for a moment and just scope or feel into the space. When I say scope, I mean just take a look. If it's kind of hard to visualize or to see, just feel. And out of nowhere appears this really big screen. It's kind of a screen that's like a projector or a big movie theater screen. It appears in front of you. And without worrying, without focusing on what you're going to see, I want you to request again, what you need to know is revealed to you now. The next step on your path is now revealed to you. And take a moment to take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. And when you open your eyes, something is going to appear on that screen. Open your eyes. What do you see? Let it speak to you. What do you hear? Receive all the information that you need to from this now. And just like that, the screen starts to fade away, fading away. And take a moment to gather in what you've received. Take it to your heart, take it to your mind. Let it immerse you. Thanking this space, the sacred space, the sacred terrain. Notice if anything around you has changed. And turn and step and walk through the threshold again. Stepping through the door, turning and shutting the door. Has the door changed? It's now time to descend. Walking downward. And as you walk downward, I want you to take the information with you, feeling lighter. Feeling less burdened. As you descend, going through the colors again of the chakras, feel weightless, feel empowered, knowing that what was shown to you was just a glimpse. There are so many possibilities awaiting you. Coming down still through the crown, through the third eye, through the throat, down still to the higher heart chakra, until we come to our landing. Before you open your eyes, I just want you to take a deep breath and gather all of that information in. And as you release, I want you to extend your energy down towards the earth. Let's ground ourselves really quickly. Imagine going through the rest of the lower chakras, the lower points in your body, through your solar plexus, through your sacral chakra, through your root chakra, down through the soles of your feet. Powerful roots. You can even turn your hands down, sending any energy down. Just point it down towards the earth. Imagine it going to the center of the earth. What do we call Pachamama, meaning the Great Mother? She is our Mother Earth. And giving to her any excess energy that you do not need, and she recycles it. Just to ground us, because we went into the higher chakras. Take a moment now to open your eyes, and if you want to, if you feel guided, write down what it is you experience, which I suggest you always do. For those who are new to these rituals, it's important to record what you experience as that changes, that shifts. And it's important you may not remember the details that you get into just your everyday life. And looking back, recordings of journal entries will help you to put pieces together. Oftentimes when I've gone through something really significant, I have a vision or I've gone through experience and I may not know exactly what everything meant, and I'm going along my path, some things start to make sense and I get aha moments. And it's so helpful to look at past journalings and going, wow, I understand now. It comes together in this beautiful, like locking in a puzzle piece. So yes, 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 yes. So take that time to record as much as you can. Hi, Candace. I'm glad you're here. Beautiful. Yes. I'm glad you made it. Oh, I love it, Meg. I love that you do and you see what you need to see. That's beautiful. Shedding tears is powerful. So if you find yourself feeling with emotion, that's really powerful. Releasing or de-stressing. And also tears are such a cleansing form of energies we may no longer need. So how was that for you? How did that feel? Did you get some information? That's wonderful. So yeah, so this is the thing. Trying to understand the meaning of a sand pyramid guarded by two guards wearing black, bird heads, black masks. That's a very powerful vision, Lilu. So I would definitely go into meditation with that as my intention. So what I mean is if you don't know what you saw, the question now is, okay, help me to understand what I saw. So if you go into meditation, say tomorrow or even later on after this ritual is over with, you can sit with that, what was shown to you as your focal point, as the way you start and say, now, what do I need to understand in this? What else now? Take me further. This might be the glimpse. Remember I told you this is a glimpse. So there's more work to be done. It isn't like, oh, that's a nice picture. That's amazing. No, it's a glimpse into now what is coming to you. So this is your starting point, okay? This is your starting point. Oh, I love all of these beautiful, beautiful sharings. Christina says she feels in shock. Lori says, I was on top of a rock high above the clouds. The firebird came, the one from my journey with you, Shakti. That's powerful. So what does that mean to you, Lori? Start there with meditation, with journaling even, and see what comes. Another really, really good thing to do, which I do with journaling, is I will just sit in a quiet space with that thought in my mind, and I will start to automatic write. Automatic writing means simply not thinking and just writing. The question would be, what do I need to know from what I saw? Or what do I need to know from the pyramids and the sand and the blackbirds, as Lilu's example? And just start writing without thinking, without questioning what's right. You're writing the spelling, grammar, anything, and just write until you feel it kind of naturally, organically will come to a stop. And then you can reread it. It's very powerful. That's another powerful divination, which is what we're doing in the Sisterhood. We're going into magic and we're going into divination, and we're being challenged to do things that we normally wouldn't do for our go-to divination. So, Lori, straight up ancestor energy. So Brittany Autumn says, I feel so much lighter, almost gasped when I saw the screen because it was a goddess who came to me the other day randomly. And it was definitely I came to you for a reason. Yes, I love that. Love it, love it. Oh, there you go, Lilu. She just said, I literally just began automatic writing 2 days ago. There you go. There you go. So there it is. Keep on. I love it. So there we are. I have cards. I have cards because, of course, I have cards. And we are starting. I'm doing this is the Stacy, not Sandy, DeMarco, the Halloween Oracle. These are fun. I love to bring these out during this time. Yeah, these are really fun. I love it because it has like the Dia de los Muertos, like skulls, and the skulls that I love to work with at this time too. Okay, bye, Chris. Thank you for being here. Love you. Yeah, so I'm going to be pulling a couple of cards just for a little bit of time. Because, you know, we're in the season, and now this is a really, really powerful time. If you haven't really done divination, certain things that you may want to learn how to do, like we talk about in the Sisterhood, doing scrying with waters, or scrying with candle flame, or doing cards, oracle or tarot, or even scrying with, say, something reflective like, you know, a sphere, tea leaf reading, palmistry, numerology, astrology. There's so many. I love divination so much. There's so many different things you can look at, and I invite you to get on that too, with trying to do something new. I mean, we have our go-tos, right? I love my pendulum. I love doing that type of work, but it's fun to branch out. You may never know. You might be really good at it, at what it is you do. So M says, I ascended the chakras to the stars, where a glowing panel door stood before me. The doorknob appeared to glow as though on fire, and ghostly figures greeted me on opening the door. I walked into a starry wood, leafless trees, and starlight reflecting on a body of water. A cool wind flowing through and around me, rippling the surface of the water. And that's beautiful. So, you know, that sounds so poetic. Okay, so all of these aspects, everything from the stars to a panel to glowing to the fire on the knob, all of that is very metaphoric and symbolic for the message you have. So the knob, the turning, literally means something fueling a passion or a fire, something instinctual inside of you. So all of these components are really important to look at. So M continues, cool grass beneath my feet and light pink snapdragon sprouting from the ground, glowing. Upon the screen, a simple heart, the words, I love you. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, so what does that mean to you? And this powerful point right here, this beginning point, what does that mean to you? Okay, I am going to pull a card for Lori. Okay, Lori, So, you got this card, and I'm getting a lot of information, so let me just... Immediately, I got Arizona, red earth. So you're really going into some ancestry work. Boom. You got the card scrying. See that? Candle magic, the scrying. And it's interesting because if you look in the orb, it looks almost like the Sedona Caves. So I don't know if you're planning a trip there, but there's definitely some root work that needs to be done, root work that I'm getting that's calling you. Definitely around fire. There's almost a sense of a stuck, and so that fire is going to burn through the stuckness that you've been feeling, the feeling of, I don't want to say complacency, but it feels as if you're just like, I've all this stuff, I've kind of been doing this work, and what else is there? And there's so much that's being shown to you, and it's a matter of looking at it from a different perspective. So using the fires to burn through the old stories and to allow yourself to be ignited on a new path. So there you are. Okay, Catherine. This is for you, Catherine. So something has passed in your life, okay? You got the card forgiveness, releasing burden. See that card right there? Something has passed in your life, and I get an old life, basically your old life. You are no longer the person that you once were in any shape or form. You may have the same characteristics, same connections, but in inwardly, you don't feel the same. And it's because you're not. It's almost as if, like a step in, a person, like basically they're done with their part of their path, and a higher aspect of themselves will do what's called a step in. They'll step in and kind of take over. It's kind of like that's what's happened here. And what they're telling me is it's releasing the old of what happened, or the old stories of the finger pointing, and wanting people to be accountable when they're not being accountable, and just still allowing yourself to step forward on your path, regardless of what other people are doing, and regardless of what other people have taken action to do for their life. This lifetime, this path that you are now on, it's about recreating something new, something better, giving yourself permission to just let it go and no longer carry that with you. From this moment forward, you can literally give yourself, like, go through a rebirthing rite, which is basically taking the energies and allowing yourself to be immersed in releasing them. It's powerful right now in the dark moon. We can do this work of banishing, and it's allowing yourself to take it all and release it. And when you birth forward a newness, give yourself permission to just let it go as much as you can possibly let go. And every day, every moment, every choice that you make sure it's affirming the life that you want, not the life that you had. Okay? Lori, I see you. Hi, Kim. I'm so glad you're here. Well, there you go, Lori. To me, New Mexico and Arizona, they have a lot of the same vibe. That beautiful red clay earth. Lori, by the way, I'm trying to read the chat. Lori said she hasn't been planning for Arizona, but New Mexico has been on her mind for years now. So maybe it's New Mexico. You'll find out. Be open to that. You are welcome. Okay, Em, I will pull a card for you. Okay, I'll pull a card for Em and then a card for Christina. I think that's all we have time for tonight. But know that I do card readings, so you're welcome to go on oneascension.com and you can book a session with me there. And we can get really deep. We can go even further than just a general one. Those are always fun. Oh, right. So this is for Mel, right? Is that what it was? That's your name, Mel? Dawn, the light after the darkness. So you've been going through a lot lately. This has not been easy for you. And what I love about this owl, it's powerfully in flight. So with the owl, being able to do that 360 type of, what they believe, do the 360 type of vision, you've gone through a lot of experiences that have refined you, and you no longer have to stay where you were. And what this means is you're going into a more powerful position, and it's time, and you give yourself permission to go into this, to the space of being. You no longer have to carry the heavy, the burdensome, the life-limiting belief systems. You no longer have to carry what isn't yours. And so the owl says, with the knowledge that you've received, the wisdom that you've embodied, you can create a new life, a newness. And the dawn is coming. That breakthrough has happened and is starting. And if it hasn't happened, it's going to. So the dawning of a new day, so to speak. So be excited and be ready, and be willing to take the steps that are being shown to you. Okay. Okay, last one, Christina. Oh, right. Christina, you got midnight, the most magical hour of all. So what this means is, again, there's a transformation that happened, and they always say that 12 o'clock, around 12 to 3 in the morning, is the witching hour, 12 being the witching hour. So they always have a lot of the stories, the stroke of midnight, because it is that in-between space. It no longer was the day before, and it's no longer, it's right at that point of starting into the new day. But right at 12, it's that in-between space, the space where magic happens. And being in that in-between, it's being able to see where you were and where you're going. And it's really powerful. And a lot of sages and mages use the energy of the in-between, straddling worlds. You know, the shaman will straddle the other world as well as the world that we're in right now, 1 foot in each. And so there's like a balancing act that's happening. As you know what your life's supposed to be, you're still balancing what you feel you have to do. And so you haven't actually made the move over. So this is kind of how it's translated in your life. You haven't made the move over from the mundane or the things that get its job in the ordinary to something that you really desire to do. So right now you're traversing both worlds, the magic and the mundane. And it's okay. You don't have to just rip yourself from 1 foot to the other. Powerful mages know how to do both until they're ready to decide on which one they want to step fully into for a moment. And they can go back to that at any time. So trust your footing. Even though it may feel shaky at times, you're actually becoming a master at balancing both to be in that space. And in those witching hours, when you wake up, when you've been allowing yourself to go and be in a deeper space, when sleep eludes you, that means that there's something that's been given to you. I would take a moment to do automatic writing at that time. Divination is powerful at that time. The world seems to be much more quiet. And take the time to really just go within these answers. Because the veils are very thin right now, you can receive a lot more answers than we have to work for. So think about that as a gift from the universe. Okay, so again, for those who are wanting to connect more, do more, I welcome the new. This has been so fun. Please connect with us on Facebook look up the Shakti Moon Alchemy. You can request to join, it's free. And if you want to go into more readings, you can find me on oneascension.com, and we can book a reading and we can have so much fun together. So, but we always have these every month. So thank you for being here tonight. So let's go ahead. You're welcome, Christina. Let's close our circle or open our circle now. So just take a moment now as you take a deep breath to just really send appreciation to everybody in the circle who has shared willingly their heart space, who's willingly been present both in recording and in live right now, this stream, and to be here and send gratitude to each and every person. For those in our circle who need a little bit more assistance, support, we send it to you. For those in our circle who need healing, we send it to you. For those in our circle who believe that there's something more and they just, we give to you seed of faith that you can believe. Magic is real and magic happens every day in our lives. It's up to us to decide and to take the step towards it. And so we give the blessing of one energy to every person in our circle, thanking each and all for being here. We thank the beloved All-Mother. We thank the beloved All-Father, to our ancestors, to the Divine One Energy for being here with us this evening. Thank you. To direction in the energy of the North, the element of Earth. Thank you for being here with us this evening. To the direction of the West, element of Water. Thank you for being here with us this evening. To the direction of the South, element of Fire. Thank you for being here with us this evening. And to the direction of the East, element of Air. Thank you for being here with us this evening. And with our hearts still open, still connected, again, we call on the Divine One Energy to send a powerful surge of magic, of blessing to each one. And as we release through our right sides, we go counterclockwise. So the person that's sitting on our right releases and uncoils. It goes around and around, uncoiling the heart chakra spirals. Uncoiling, until you find your energy now coming back to you through your left side. When with your heart energy still extended, we call in a cleansing now. Feel that wash over you, wash over anything that may be sticky, any debris, anything we may have released through this ritual. Allow it to just wash over and descend upon you now. Sending that energy through your fingertips down, turn your hands down to the earth, through your feet, through your hands, to the center of the earth. Feeling that powerful cleansing through your crown chakra, above your head, descend it down to the earth. And now your heart chakra spiral, allow it to coil, wind it back up, wind it up, getting smaller and smaller until it once again resides in your heart chakra space. Take a moment to be in that space. And we say as one, it is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is. The goddess loves her children. Many blessings to all of you. Connect with us on Facebook. Connect with me on oneascension.com. We will see each other next month. And for the Sisterhood, we'll see each other next week. So much love to all of you. Thank you for being part of this magical evening. Mwah.